Well, we had our annual spearfishing trip to New Zealand back on after 3 years missing in action from COVID. And unfortunately, we managed to coincide with New Zealand's worst cyclone for 30 odd years, Cyclone Gabrielle. Anyway, here we are in the Tongariro River, just filming some of the trout there just upstream of the hatchery. Now I'm going to show you some of the devastation. Some of the devastation from Cyclone Gabrielle. The size of these trees. Just huge swathes of forest just snapped. Look at this big bad boy. And the tree. That's crazy. Thousands of hectares of pine forest have been snapped in half like this. Anyway, this is where we ended up diving. We went to the Waikato River, which runs out of Lake Taupo, and here we are at the thermal pools location. Beautiful spot for a swim. You can sit in the warm pools, or you can do what we did and get in and do some free diving in the river, swimming with the wild trout there. Beautiful clear water, not really that cold, 18 to 19 degrees. We didn't bother with the wetsuits, and yeah, we got some fantastic footage of the trout. You didn't have to go far to find yourself a good rainbow. This guy was literally on the edge of the thermal pools, just upstream to get the nice cooler water, and he was actively feeding, grabbing nymphs in the water. All sorts of little goodies going past him were enticing him. Look at the condition it's in. Beautiful colours, magic conditioned fish. This will give you old trout anglers a good idea of what's going on when that guy sees something up on the surface and goes and hammers it. Just absolutely stands on his tail and shoots up to grab a bit of food coming past. So they really will move a fair way to grab a bit of food. As the current's going fairly hard in the river, what we do is we walk a few hundred metres upstream from the thermal pools, beat our way through the bush and find a nice deep pool to get into, and then we do these long drifts, picking up these little rainbows along the way. Some of them were very peaky, some of them were a lot keener to engage. I think you could have shot them with a spear gun if you were allowed to. Here's Chris just checking out one of the pools. Gives you an idea of just how beautiful and clear it is.
Yeah, let it. See?
This was the deepest hole we dived in the river, 10.2 metres according to Hicksy's dive watch, so pretty deep. quite often get a good back eddy right in hard up against the bank, and we're making full use of these, as well as looking under any overhanging trees and vegetation, looking through the weed beds, just trying to spot the trout. It was amazing. Some of the places you'd think would have fish, like these big deep holes and stuff, would have nothing. Then you'd be in a little riffly, gravelly run and there'd be quite a few trout there. So certainly an eye-opener. There's also lots of different coloured crayfish in the river. These three came out from underneath one rock, and you can see also little fish there as well, native fish. So yeah, they were amazing, the different crays. This big long chute had a lot of current in it and quite a few fish, and once you launched yourself into it, you're fully committed. You had to keep going downstream. But anyway, we'd already sussed out where we could get out and back eddies and things like that so that we wouldn't get stuck, because just downstream's some magnificent hooker falls, and you certainly don't want to go for a free dive over them. Hooker falls, not recommended for free diving. This was below where we were diving, so you certainly didn't want to end up here. Lots of rainbows in the chute here, but the rocks were too loose. You couldn't even grab hold of a rock to keep yourself down there, and the current was just roaring through here. So yeah, you had to sort of just accept that you were going to drift by them. But surprising where the fish are. Pixie, Jono and myself swam out to this little island. It was howling current once you got out off the bank, and you had to swim your ass off to get into the back eddy of the island. Here's the island looking upstream from the surface. Go really hard, charging in, dive down, get behind that wall, get into the eddy, and then you'd be right.
The showers at Denham. Hard and fast. Wish I was fit. Have a little breathe up before we
Jono, just get back on.
Oh, I just went into the blackberries.
Oh, there, rest.
Here I am hugging the wall to get as far up current as I can before I launch out into the main stream. This is where the current was absolutely howling. I went down, I didn't get it on film, but I got tumble turned down on the bottom, and yeah, it was a bit of excitement, but just pretty beautiful. These holes are about 9 metres deep. far upstream as I can get in the back eddy, so then it's a bit of a launch out into the current and down crazy flying over the rocks. Just awesome, it's like flying through space.
Here I'm sitting in the middle of the river, currents raging on either side, and I'm just in an eddy and not going anywhere.
Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Just leave you with some more footage of these massive Tongariro trout, and good luck to all the people in New Zealand for a speedy recovery from this terrible cyclone.